Okay, Torah Mishpatim 148. Pasuk says, Elam Mishpatim Eshetasim Lefneihem. These are the laws, the beginning pasuk of the parsha. These are the laws that should before them. Kisik Nevid Ivri. If you buy an Nevid Ivri, and he works for 6 years and so on and so forth. Tzarech Lahov and the Lefneihem Mashma Lashon Rabbim. He's asking our grammatical issue. It says, Elam Mishpatim Eshetasim Lefneihem. Plural in front of the Jews, and then so the pasuk should say kisiknu eved ivri, plural. Instead it says kisikne, singular. It should have said kiyiknu if you will buy plural. The Torah says two things over here. And then it says to Moshe Rabbeinu kisikne eved ivri. He's talking to Moshe singular. Why? The it goes on what it said before. Ela mishpatim eshetasim. Moshe Rabbeinu olav sham dafke. Yosim mishpatim lefneihem. Moshe Rabbeinu should put all the laws of the Torah in front of the Jews. How? Through kisikna eved ivri. By Moshe Rabbeinu himself buying an eved ivri. That's how Moshe Rabbeinu puts all their laws in front of the Yid. He says, it says in the pasuk as follows. In the Sati Ezer B'Sotcha Levem Techo, it says in Shema and Chumash Devarim, it says, Moshe Rabbeinu, you have to understand, Moshe Rabbeinu is speaking the book of Devarim. Right? It's not Hashem speaking to Moshe. Moshe Rabbeinu is speaking to the Yid. What does the pasuk say? In the Sati Ezer B'Sotcha Levem Techo, I am going to give grass in the fields for your animals. So the Gemara asks, Moshe Rabbeinu gives grass, Hashem gives grass. So the Gemara answers, the Medrash answers, Shechina medaberes b'toich greine. Moshe Rabbeinu is only a microphone. So Moshe Rabbeinu, the Shechina spoke through Moshe Rabbeinu. So Moshe Rabbeinu said, I'm giving it, doesn't mean he, but it's Hashem speaking through him. But Chassidus explains it different. Shazer koya Moshe Rabbeinu al v'sham etaka refers to Moshe Rabbeinu, shemashpia b'chinas esav levem techo. Utaka gives grass, in other words, the pasuk, the way that Alter Rebbe is explaining, Moshe Rabbeinu is Taki giving the grass in the fields for the animals. What does this mean? The Inyan is as follows. So that basically Moshe Rabbeinu says, I'm feeding the animals. That he's feeding the animals. Yeah, as Hashem's representative, but it doesn't mean only Hashem is speaking. Moshe Rabbeinu is telling the Yidden, what is my function, what is my role as Moshe Rabbeinu, to feed the animals, the souls that are animals in the field. The pasuk says that is basically it says in the pasuk, Hashem says, I'm planting the Yidden, the Neshamas, Zera Adam, seed of man, and Zera Behema, seeds of animals. What does it mean? There's Nesham meaning, Sheyesh Beis Madreges Ben Neshamas Yisrael. There's two types of Neshamas. There are Neshamas Gvayas Ma'ed, Neshamas which are very, very lofty. In B'Mailu Madregev, they are called Zera Adam. They are Neshamas Shenimshchu Mechinas Adam Elyon Shel HaKisei Kanal. They come from the level of Adam of the Merkava. Tichsiv Nasa Adam et Zalmenu Kid Museinu, which means Nishman Neshamas Datzilis are called Bonim. And he says Masha'enkin Neshamas Debriya Yitzir Nasiya are called Avonim. And therefore, servants, and therefore he says in kavanim, in kavadim. Well, one second. He says there are two types of neshamas. There are neshamas that are called Adam. Those that come from Adam Elyon, they're the neshamas of Atzilus. By the way, which means down here they come down in the level of Atzilus. All neshamas originate in Atzilus. But there are other neshamas, like we learned, come down, as Alter Rebbe says in Perek Beis of Tanya, neshamas that come down from the highest places. They stop in Bria, stop in Yetzira. So some go, express, some come down local. So the Neshamas of Atzilis are called Bonim. Bonim atam l'Hashem Elokechem. The Neshamas of Bria, Yetzir, Nasiya, they're called Avodim, which is a level of Bittul. But they're not Bonim, because they don't feel the level of the extension of Hashem. And he says, just like the advantage of a person over animals is like we say, the Gemara says, why is the first bracha of Shmenesei Atachin Adam Das, because that's the advantage of a person over an animal. The Gemara says Adam Yesh Beidas and Behema Ein Lo Das. Kach Elu Neshamet Yesh Lam Das Godel Balakus. Upidish Das. What does Das mean? He says Ein Ratzalei Ma'Yediyah Levad. Das doesn't mean understanding, knowing. Ela Bechinas Hargosha Mamish feeling. Ukmeish, but like he's going to explain. Like the Alter Rebbe also explains in Tanya, in Parag Gimel. Das, Chachma and Bina is understanding. Das is feeling. Adam Yoda Chava, feeling. In other words, not only do I know it, but it doesn't permeate me. Das is when you feel what you understand. So there are certain neshamas that are called Zera Adam, the neshamas of Atzilus, that not only understand Elokus, but actually feel Elokus. They feel that level. And then you have Vabei Subachina Zera Behema, which are Nishamas the B'Yashem Kamat, Kol Nishamas the B'Derisenu, which is almost, except the Rabbeim, obviously, Tzadikim have Nishamas of Atzilus. Ki Nishamas that Atzilus and B'nei Aliyah, Shem Mu'atim, because the Nishamas of Atzilus are very few. Like the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya, they're called B'nei Aliyah, meaning Afilu B'Derisi Shenim. But our neshamas are called Zera Behema. Why are we called Zera Behema? Shema neshama shelam das kol kach balukus. A neshama, and that's what Alter Rebbe says kol kach. In essence, every neshama feels the pintal yid feels alukus. But generally speaking, the neshamas of Zera Behema don't have that level of feeling of alukus like the neshamas of Atzilus of Zera Adam. No, Tzadik Gomer. He says clearly. Yeah. Tzadik Gomer. Any neshama is greater than Malach. But even in B'ri Yitzir and Asiyah, there are different levels. You have lower levels, higher levels. Tzadik V'Aloi could be, I don't know. It doesn't mean they don't have an understanding of Elokus. Even though these neshamas of Zera Behema can understand Elokus extremely, extremely well. They have a tremendous understanding of Elokus. They understand the way Hashem's infinite, unbelievable. But they don't feel it. You can have a doctor who can give you, like we learned many times, a brilliant speech, but he doesn't live by it because it doesn't affect him. He doesn't feel it. He knows it's wrong. He doesn't feel it. And he says, Behema is Re'iyah Shmiya. Again, we learned there's Re'iyah and Shmiya in Elokus. They can have Chachma and Bina. Re'iyah we learned in Shmiya is Chachma and Bina. Yeah? Rak she'en laham das. So Kach u'Bechinas Neshamas say the same thing. These are Neshamas of Zera Behema. She'en Bechinas HaDas B'Elokus. Shadat, they have no Das in Elokus because Das is Hargosha. Ksha'askol and Niksheres and Nikva B'Nafshi. When it is ingrained within himself, kilo margish, as if he feels. Okay, so that's the difference between the shamas of Zera Adam and Zera Behema. Both can have an understanding of Elokus. The shamas of Zera Adam feel Elokus, the shamas of Zera Adam don't. So therefore they're called Zera Behema. Therefore they're called Zera Behema. So what's the Alter Rebbe going to explain? That what does Moshe Rabbeinu do? He gives grass, Esav, 148. Esav, which represents Das, as we'll explain later, Moshe Rabbeinu says, my role as Moshe Rabbeinu is to give Esav Das, for those in Shamas that are Zera Behema, that don't have the feeling of Elokus. Moshe Rabbeinu says, what is my function? Giving Das to Zera Behema. So therefore, it's not the Eibishter speaking, it's Moshe Rabbeinu speaking, Takeh. V'kedas meloshev adam yod shubachinas is kashis is chabas. Al derech zen nemen, this is what it says in Mipsari echse lekah. echse mamish. You can grasp elokus kil as if you see, and he says, "Afa pishi efsheliris elakim ba'ayin gashmi." What do you mean? Mipsari echse elakaf. From my own flesh, I could see God. You can't see Hashem with a physical eye. So obviously, what does it mean, seeing elokus? It's just like the Mashal Chassidus gives, and in fact, this explains even more. So the Medrash says, just like the neshama permeates the body, Hashem permeates the world. So, so we learned already, there's Chayis Kloli, Chayis Prati, the general life, the detailed life. But another concept of it is, a person is certain they have a neshama. There's no question that we have a neshama, because a dead person is not functioning. But we don't know what the neshama is. We never see it. We know its function, but we don't feel what the neshama is. Because if, by the way, if we would feel, we would never sin. We'd all be tzaddik and gemurah. If we would feel the neshama, we would be good people. I mean, not that we're bad people, but we could have been better. So he says, "Shagam iyav sheliris musanef eichumat mikomakim." Nevertheless, unigish mimanu, you feel it. That's das. You feel the neshama. How? Aidei shirei chayis aguf shumeya nefesh. Like we see, a person sees, I'm alive when I'm functioning. Kasha yashan, and when you're sleeping, you function. You know, your neshama is not. You're not dead, but it's the 60th of death. The style kachayis, the chayis leaves, and therefore when you wake up, so the same thing. It wakes up, it comes back. So you don't know what it is, you don't see it, but you know it exists. Those neshamas of Atzilus. Like Eve is the one that said Mipsari Achse. Even though it says Agam de las Machshava to Isabei Klal, nobody could grasp Hashem. So what do you mean Achse Elokam? So what does Eve say would mean my sorry for my flesh I can see God? He says Shemahu Sein Masik. You don't understand the essence of what it is. Ava Mitziyus and Neidu Margish. The Mashal Bayas. We don't understand the neshama. We don't know what the essence of the neshama is. We understand that the neshama is existing because it's functioning. We know it functions. We don't know how it functions. The same thing of many things. A doctor prescribes the medicine. You take the medicine. Yeah, it functions. It's supposed to. If the doctor knows what he's doing, it functions. So you don't know how it works. You know it works. It said Mitzius and Nigish Macho on other land, like you said, that we see and we know. Sha'elim is same Guf God. The world are like one big body, and the world are functioning. Right, and therefore it is Elokus coming into the world constantly. Everybody understands that. That's even how Avraham Avinu came to this realization at 3 years old, that there has to be a functioning power in the world. Akshi miskadet miskashed has been nefesh. But when he connects to the nefesh, shianikshir v'nigash mimenu mamish kilo reyazeh is called das. When you not only understand it, it's a very simple thing. We know Hashem runs the world. Everybody knows that. But we don't feel it. And therefore, we do things wrong. We do things that Hashem tells us not to do. If you would feel that your very essence is Hashem, then you would never do anything wrong. What's the problem? We know it. We can make a big speech about it, but we don't feel it. It doesn't permeate that it affects our practical day-to-day living. And Chassidus explains, Neilad doesn't only mean the future, but the simple meaning of the word. Neilad means the power of Hashem that's constantly giving birth, Neilad, to the world. Elad is his Savas Yesh Miyayin. Hashem will appear to them. What does it mean? They feel the level of Elokus. They might not understand, by the way, the muhus of Elokus, less machshava tfisa behin klal. But the functioning of Elokus in the world of Metzias, they feel it, and therefore they don't sin. Therefore there's a great neshamas. Mashenk in kshen askol of avanazu, b'chinas kiru v'argosha mamish. But when this askol and avana is not close, benefesh, meaning you don't feel it, this is called zera behema. And he says, and all gam kol yisrael maminim, and he says, amuna l'mayla min adas. It's even greater than das. The problem is, nikra Torah. It's called the crown, shubachinas makif. That's the whole vata tetzava, right? There's the amun of a yid, and that's the level of makif. They don't feel it. So there Yosef speaks Baruch. What does Moshe Rabbeinu do? Raya mehemna, the shepherd of belief, meaning he feeds amunah, he feeds das. V'tzarach li is gamkin b'chinas das, like it says das. As a lekei avicha, not only you should understand, but know and feel elokus. K'idei adas, aidei zev, ein ha'olamaster l'hem klal. If you feel elokus, the world doesn't block you in any way. There's no yetzer hara, there's no body, there's nothing getting in your way. And you feel elokus. V'gam o'ava shaba b'chinas adas v'riyachushis. The same thing, this level of ava. That comes in das in the open scene, and arechilel b'chein ayira keinu demesh shmiyah. Okay, we're going to skip this parentheses. Where does it go to? Oh my gosh. Okay, so it goes all the way to the end of the next page. No. That's a new...
What the sefer is the sound, the parentheses is the sound setting?
Yeah. Oh. Okay, bottom line of this first column. Bottom line. Okay, so he says, even though Behema doesn't have understanding, but Locheda, he has like this. Zera Behema, he says, on the Shamis, that understand Elokus, they don't feel Elokus, right? Behema also runs instinctively. Behema does no understanding. You can't explain a concept to a Behema. So how are we saying these neshamas of Zera Behema have an understanding of Elokus? They just don't have the feeling of Elokus. L'chera Behema has no havon of asaga. He says, basically it means instinct or illusions. Which is only when at the level of Shmiya, it's like Dimyan Ba'alma. It's like a vision. A vision is not real, it's like a dream. And that's why he says, B'tzalmeinu, Kid Museinu. Right? Im Kavanim Kavadim. The Nishamis of Atzilis, he says, it's Telem Elokim, Adam Elyon. What's Kid Museinu? Those are the Zera Behema that only have a vision. They don't actually feel it. It's like it says in the Shemaus in Tillim, right? We're like dreaming. What does it mean? It's only a vision. It's not real. Okay? So we're going to start the next paragraph. Bottom line is that the Shamas that is Zera Adam, that have a feeling of Elokus, then the Shamas of Zera Behema, which don't have this feeling of Elokus, they have an understanding of Elokus, but it's like a vision. They can understand it, but it's like an illusion. They don't feel it. Okay, so he says, what's the role of Moshe Rabbeinu? Moshe Rabbeinu, Olav Shalom, Keichi God. Moshe Rabbeinu, because Moshe Rabbeinu is even greater, it says in Derech Mitzvah on this Maimer. I think he says it here too. Moshe Rabbeinu comes from a level higher than Zera Be'odam even. Moshe Rabbeinu, because like we learned many times, in order to unite two opposites, you need to be above both. How can Moshe Rabbeinu be Mamshech Das in a behemoth that has no Das? So basically, he's uniting Das with no Das. He's uniting Adam and behemoth. Because Moshe Rabbeinu min amayim mishisiu, Moshe Rabbeinu comes from such high levels, he's higher than even that.
Das is Atzilus?
Das feeling, it says in the Shamas of Atzilus. Yeah. His power is so great. Shemam shechum mashpia b'chinas das b'knetzis Yisrael. Avgam b'neshama shenikra zera behema. That even those in the shamas that are called zera behema, shia b'chinas das v'agoshe b'elukus, that they should have feeling of elukus. The is v'yadaita hayem das elokei avicha, which is all the level of das. How can Moshe Rabbeinu do this? Ki Moshe Rabbeinu olav shalom nikra maraya mehemna. He's echad amiyucham mishivarayim. Remember we learned in the other Maamarim the shivarayim and shmeina nesichei adam. But he says like this: may all the shivarayim are rayim, but Moshe Rabbeinu is the unique of all seven. Only a Moshe Rabbeinu doesn't say, by the way, raya mehemna. Ki b'chol beisi nemoru is only said by Moshe Rabbeinu.
Because it's the seventh, or because it's Moshe Rabbeinu? The seventh generation.
Both. The fact that Moshe Rabbeinu was the seventh. Sherei mefanis in the Shamas Yisrael. Bashba'os aleim mechadas. When he gives them, he supports them, he feeds them with the level of das, like he says, Zalman Peter Shiraya Mehemna. Like he says, what is the interpretation of Raya Mehemna? Not a faithful shepherd, but Mefanis is a shepherd of faith. Not a faithful shepherd, he's a shepherd of faith. Therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu is Geil Rishon, Geil Achri. Meaning, Geil Rishon was Mashpil and B'chinas Hadas. Moshe Rabbeinu Mitzrayim gave das, it says, V'yedaitem kini Hashem. They will have das. Then it says Vayamin Ha'am, and it will also be the level of Geil Achri. Lias Bechino Mola Deis Havaya Kikulam Yedoisi. So by Mitzrayim we see Moshe Rabbeinu is Ashpa is the Yedaitem. You'll have das, and what's the last Golus? Mola Deis Havaya. The last Golus is Mola Deis Havaya. Even though L'Chayra, the Rebbe mentions with many different answers, it says Moshe Rabbeinu Geil Rishon Geil Achri. Yeah? L'chayra, Moshe Rabbeinu can't be Mashiach. Because Mashiach comes from Beis Yehuda, Beis David, Yehuda, and Moshe Rabbeinu is a Levi. So how could it be Geil Rishon, Geil Achri? It says a lot of different answers. One answer is, it means the Neshama Moshe Rabbeinu goes into the Neshama Mashiach, so it's, Geil Rishon, Geil Achri. But the Rebbe answers a different answer. I mean, the Rebbe doesn't negate it, just the Rebbe answers many answers. One answer the Rebbe gives is, it says when Mashiach comes, Tzaddikim are going to get up right away. And then, Tchias HaMesim takes 40 years. So it says, the Rebbe quotes this in the Tshuva on Tchias HaMesim. Tzaddikim get up right away. Instantaneously. Mashiach comes, immediately Mashiach comes. I mean, Tchias HaMesim. So the second Mashiach comes, Moshe Rabbeinu is up. Tchias HaMesim. So Moshe Geil Rishon Geil Achri means physically. Moshe Rabbeinu will also be Geil Achri. Simply means the Ruchnius. Moshe Rabbeinu and Neshama will come into Mashiach, and therefore Moshe Geil Rishon. Here the Alter Rebbe explains a little bit differently. The Alter Rebbe says the level of Moshe, of Geil Rishon, which is to be Mamshech Das in the Yidden, in Mitzrayim, that's the same concept of Das. In all orders, Deis Havaya, when Mashiach comes. So that's how the Alter Rebbe is explaining it here.
Moshe Rabbeinu gets up immediately, and after that Mashiach is going to come?
No, when Mashiach comes, simultaneously Moshe Rabbeinu gets up. So together they'll do it. What? You know, I'm telling you something. If he can get up in the desert, I wouldn't ask questions how he can get here. First of all, he's gonna, wherever he's gonna be. That's your biggest problem. How's he going to get here?
That's what
True. Amongst 1,000 other halachic reasons. Okay, and that's what the pasuk says. And he says Esav is das. Remember we said before, the Alter Rebbe is going to explain, so what does it mean? Moshe Rabbeinu is going to be mamshech das to the zera behema. But he says, I'm going to give Esav. He says like this: Shem Ab the shin be'emsa teva. Okay, what's Esav? Ayin shin beis. So, right, the two names are Ab. First last letter is Ab with a shin. So he says, Ab is Chochma, and therefore Das comes from the unity of Chochma and Bina. Shenimshach b'sodcha. The Chakal Tapuch Kadishin. The holy apple orchard, B'shvil Bem Techad Neshama Shenika Zer Beima. Okay, we'll leave the Kabbalah out, but it says in Chassidus, Shin is a level of Das, because Das has three parts to it. And in fact, if you notice on the Shorash Tefillin, it has the Shin on both sides. One has 3 and one has 4. Have you ever noticed? Not look today when you daven. On the head Tefillin outside the box, there's a Shin, 2 Shins. One has 3, like a regular Shin, and one has 4. So Chassidus, beside the halachic reasons, but Chassidus explains what is that. There's inside and there's outside. In other words, when you have the letter Shin, that's inside. No, that's outside, The letter Shin is formed by... When you have 4 lines of the Shin, then you have a Shin inside. 4 lines has 3 insides. Right? It's understood. 4 lines have 3 insides. So there's an inside Das and outside Das, because Shin represents Das. Okay, and Esav is Ab, which is Chochma, which is the Chochma and Bina unity, which is the level of Das. Therefore, when there was the unity between Adam and Chava, Chochma and Bina, it says Adam Yodas Chava, because Chochma and Bina create the level of Das. Anyway, so therefore Moshe Rabbeinu says, okay, leave it here. It's